Test. Okay. I am out here near Columbia University, around the corner from Columbia University. And I'm speaking to someone who doesn't want to be on camera, but was kind enough to be willing to explain to me what this truck is doing out here, which I'm going to show you after our conversation. But can you just tell people a little bit about what's going on here?
Oh, wow.
Okay, we have to get out of the street.
So, from my understanding, basically, someone completely unaffiliated with the university, has paid for these trucks to put up people's faces. I'm not exactly sure how he how he picked the people's faces to be put up on this.
Okay, I'm just going to show the truck driving away, and there were people out here covering the truck. The truck had signs on it. Okay, so I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Continue.
So they got people's pictures from LinkedIn and just put it up on this truck to essentially blackmail them and call these people anti-Semites, regardless of I'm not sure who these people are, but obviously trying to stir the pot. And I'm a Jewish student, and even if these people are all anti-Semites, I feel like this is really not a productive way of going about things, and I think it's really just adding tension to a campus that is already pretty contentious. So
okay, so this was one of these LED trucks, and it said, I think, Columbia's
leading anti-Semites,
and it had pictures of individuals with their names. What has led to this on campus?
There have been a lot of recent protests about what's happening in Israel with the conflict in Gaza, I think, and so it has been campus has been pretty tense.
Have a good rest of your night.
And I know there was stuff going on last week and the week before, and I think this is just a continuation of that. I've seen a lot of these trucks around. There are a lot of them saying talking about the kidnapped, the hostages in Gaza, and having their pictures on them. So yeah.
So the people on the truck were supposedly students or faculty, or
they were students. I think some students who had signed a petition to, in some way, make the university acknowledge what's going on in some way. And I think also apparently, according to some of I just heard this. I don't know if this is true, but someone said that they just got the Muslim students. A Muslim student group, and they just found all of them on LinkedIn and put them up on the truck.
Okay. Did you have any idea who was sponsoring the truck?
So, Henry, what's the name of the company that was sponsoring the truck? Accuracy in Media, which is I'm pretty sure is a conservative think tank that just spreads horrible takes. I heard somebody giving out their other takes on other issues. They said apparently the UN that faked the AIDS crisis, or something like that. I don't know, just a crazy opinion. So.
Okay, so I was about to go around the corner. I believe there's an event there. I think it's called End Jew Hate at Columbia or on campus or something like this. What do you think about that event? You said that you're a Jew yourself. You're not in favor of these trucks that are accusing people of being anti-Semites, but what are your feelings about this demonstration that's happening and kind of the general mood on campus?
So I don't know what's going on around the corner. Generally, I have felt a lot of anxiety because I do feel that there is some genuine anti-Semitism on campus, but I think that it's very harmful to conflate everything that's going on and sum it all up as being anti-Semitism. I think it's just a way of avoiding having really important conversations, and also I think it devalues what it means when you call something anti-Semitism. I think it's so I think that's really bad. But I have felt some genuine there's an email that's circulating from a leader of another student organization that's wildly anti-Semitic. I read it. It's like unquestionably, like there are some things that I think are very unquestionably anti-Semitism, and some things that I think, it's not so certain. But yeah.
Can I ask you what kind of anti-Semitism we're talking about? Because there are sort of different like tropes that people think of when they think of anti-Semitism. What kind of like specific ideas are you seeing put out there that you think are anti-Semitic?
I think it's a good question. I mean, specifically with regard to this email, I think in some way, like conflating Jewish people with Zionists or Israelis, I think that's a huge problem that's happening right now. Like people don't really know where the boundary lies, and I think like I understand not knowing that distinction, but I think it really easily can cross the boundary from being like we hate Israelis or we hate Zionists to being we hate Jews. And I think a lot of the time when people say we hate Zionists, what they actually mean, even though is that we hate Jewish people. And I think like also a lot of language that's being thrown around now is like surrounding the Holocaust, which I find very upsetting. I think people on both sides are invoking the Holocaust, and it's very upsetting to me as someone who has family who survived and a lot of family who died in the Holocaust. And I think it's an issue that maybe people should be a little more careful with. Specifically in this email, I think their student said in all caps, the Holocaust was not special, which I think I found very upsetting, just because I think what that was meant to say, and this is something I've genuinely been told before, is, oh, the Jewish people need to get over the Holocaust. Jewish people need to stop whining about it. And I think that is, to me, maybe one of the most obvious markers of anti-Semitism. So,
yeah, and so that this is coming from student organizations.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everybody has to have an opinion, but. I think this person was speaking as an individual, although it was with regard to like a club like kind of event where they said like Zionists are not invited or something like that. Yeah.
Like, do you feel that that people are conflating Jews with Zionists? More and more people who are opposed to Zionism? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Look, I mean, I get why people are opposed to Zionism. Like, I consider myself pretty centrist. I understand why that's a big issue for people. And until very recently, I had a big problem with people kind of. I hear people equate like anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and I think that's really harmful. But I have felt threatened recently. Like I have felt in a lot of ways like I don't have a voice, and I'm being excluded from certain communities, not because of my relationship with Israel at all, but because I'm a Jew, I'm automatically assumed to be a Zionist or assumed to be,
What kinds of communities would you be excluded from?
Liberal leftist communities, which there are a lot of on campus, and I consider myself a pretty liberal person. And I think for instance, I think like there are a lot of gay student organizations on campus who are taking these kind of stances, and to me it just feels like you are like sacrificing an opportunity to provide valuable community outside of all of these conversations, and a place for people to come together regardless of the tensions that exist in other areas of our lives. And you're sacrificing that just to kind of like hop on the bandwagon and say whatever everyone else is saying. So, yeah.
Do you have any understanding of why gay organizations would be taking that position?
Well, I think it's the same reason that, for instance, like the organization that paid for these trucks is like a conservative think tank. They have no the guy who runs, like, they're not Jewish. They're not Jewish in any way, and they have to have an opinion on this because this is the party line or whatever. We have to like maintain, and like that's whatever. That's human nature. Like we just have to like jump on whatever everyone else is saying. Like get the newest item of clothing. Like get the yeah.
Right. So they're just taking a sort of like a general left position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Is there anything before I let go? Is there anything that you think people who are not in touch with college, universities, the campus world, don't understand about what's happening on campuses right now that they should?
I think that I think that some of the people that are watching everything that's going on Columbia's campus and are in some way invested on what's going on Columbia's campus, but not actually involved, maybe should take a step back and let whatever is happening here play out, rather than adding fuel to the fire, like what this truck, whoever paid for this truck, is doing, or like honestly other media that is just adding fuel to the fire. So.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's